That is the most selfish thing
Of course.
I've ever seen.
100%.
A guy called Chris was bitten, and he immediately put the gun to his head mid-fight. Zombies are coming over the wall, and they're surrounded, and Chris ignores all of that, puts the gun to his head with tears coming out of his eyes, and says, Casey, tell my family I love them. Bang!
Gone.
If he's a goner, he
Good
could have
luck,
at
guys.
least...
Good luck, guys. Let me know if you make it.
He could have at least helped them take out the rest of the zombies first.
What will you do when zombies come? Casey Pearson is an ER doctor who was lucky enough to be clocked in during the end of the world. When a new illness spreads that turns people into mindless undead, she has to rely on her impromptu survivalist training to evade the hordes in search of sanctity. But let's be honest, this isn't your first zombie rodeo. Mine neither. We both know someone's getting bit. It's just a question of who has to happen.
So something you said at the start of that intro, you said she was lucky enough to be clocked in.
Yeah.
She didn't clock out on the way out.
You were the best GM ever.
You know,
like,
this pay stuff is automated.
Of course.
So
you're getting paid for years.
Pause this video right now. Go and read Dating After the End of the World by
Jeneva Rose. And when you're ready, you can join us for the discussion.
Or you can join us in a week because we're going to tell you all about it. My name's Elijah.
And I'm Joseph, and welcome to the Aisha Library.
So, Jeneva Rose, you know, I don't know if you noticed, I'm sure you did, that she's not a stranger to us.
Rising star.
We've read quite a few books by her. Some not so great at all. And
we read 4? Is it 4?
This is the 4th one, yes.
Yeah.
We've read, I'd say, one clanger. Home is Where the Bodies Are. That was terrible book. And then The Perfect Marriage and Divorce. These were, one was good, one was okay.
Are you sure we haven't read one more recently?
No. Mm-mm. The Perfect Marriage, Perfect Divorce, Home is Where the Bodies Are, and this. That's 4. The 4 ones. The 4 ones. Maybe you're right.
I'm sure I just for some reason feel like we've read something about her recently, but then Chloe was reading The Perfect Marriage recently.
Check it out now. No. You liar. No, that's it. Alright, anyway. So, we've read a good amount of books by her. And she's, to me, I think she's starting to prove that she actually does know what she's doing. Is she the best out there? No, she's not. But she seems to have something going on. I'm going to go first because I've got more points than you. The book starts with our main character, Casey. We are introduced to her childhood, which wasn't that great in her opinion. Her father was a serial prepper. For those that don't know, preppers, like the name suggests, prep. They prepare for an inevitable apocalypse. There's levels to prepping. Some people go camping every now and again, some take survival courses. There are some that store years worth of supplies, or some, the more extreme, build nuclear bunkers and rear livestock. Cassie's father is on the extreme end. He's bought a piece of land and turned it into a fully secure, self-sustaining fort. He has a 10-foot wall and a sniper tower that can monitor 360 degrees of the property. Cassie spent her school holidays and weekends for that matter working on the fort. She'd be digging trenches or building with her father. She hated it, but she had no choice. Her father made her because after all, what's more important than prepping for the end of the world? Surely you're not going out partying with your friends. So my question to you is, if that isn't abuse, where do we draw the line? Are extreme lifestyles that parents force upon children abuse? Veganism, nudists, even the extremely devout religious? Do you look down on parents who force their children into an extreme lifestyles?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. But it's just a very thin line on what's extreme and what's good for them. It's like you're never going to look at Serena Williams' dad and be like, you did such a bad job raising these kids. You didn't let them party.
Perfect. I like that. So what you're saying is outcome matters.
Outcome. Oh, of course.
So if the zombie apocalypse come,
yeah,
he's a great father.
Absolutely.
And if the zombie apocalypse doesn't come,
absolutely,
he's a terrible father.
I wouldn't even say that part, but I definitely would have said the first part. If the zombies come and he's prepared and now she's prepared, thanks to him, he did a fantastic job. If the zombies don't come, the point wasn't that the zombies are going to come. It's like, if they do, you will be prepared. So that's what preparation is for.
Saying this abuse is linear. It was flexible. Because the childhood was still the childhood, regardless of the outcome.
Yeah.
We inflicted pain and stress and we caged her in. She was imprisoned.
In a form of prison, yeah.
Yeah.
But, childhood is always going to be a form of prison. That's unavoidable.
I suppose.
Yeah, I think the outcome heavily weighs in on whether it's actually abuse or not. And it's also, well, this is why we have bodies of people to adjudicate these things. There's no right or wrong answer, but it also comes down to whether the child is being denied something that they need. That is a huge...
Yeah, but when who decides what we need? Because all we need is a bit of food, a bit of water, and that's it.
Well, children need stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
As we know from reading some books, children need, to
But
play
if
and
you were
etc.
but if, let's just say you were to ban your child from having a phone up
Yeah.
until they're 18, one might say that's abuse in this day and age.
Yeah, of course.
So
all their peers, because they will miss out on like peer connection.
yeah, of course,
that kind of
but
thing.
they don't need that peer connection in that form, not in phone form, in actual, skin, not skin, actual, what I mean, they need the real thing, but not phones. So,
Well,
here's a better question, not a better question, a different question. So, are nudists, would you count that as abuse?
Could be. It's
My
tough.
father came downstairs right now and said, we're all nudists from now on. Take your clothes off.
I'll be like, get back upstairs. Don't upset me. Get back upstairs. Don't upset me.
We all knew, even though, funny enough, thousands of years ago, that was obviously normal, wasn't it?
Of course, thousands of years ago, lots of things were normal. Obviously, not so long ago, not thousands of years ago, blacks weren't humans. So it's just like, obviously trends are going to change. Trends will change over time. But it is tough because it's like, it's with the nudity one. It's tough because you can't say it's abuse. Like that's a natural human state.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how they were born. That's not wrong. It's not disgusting.
So it is
tough.
Some people though. If I took my clothes off now, you'd change your mind about that.
100%.
Go on then.
I really like the premise of this story. Simple, easy to follow. Casey Pearson is just a normal girl, except for her father, who's hell bent on doomsday prepping. As a result, Casey can build fences, dig trenches, and fight hand to hand. Obviously, the locals around the area think she and her father are insane, leading to the unkind and yet funny nickname Crazy Pearson. The nickname is a little bit over the top, but I like it, so I'm willing to suspend my skepticism. What's even more interesting is that everyone thinks her dad is crazy, but one day, when zombies come, their tunes will change. The man who sleeps with a machete is a fool each night but one. So I kind of touched on that a little bit as well. I didn't really use the word abuse, but if zombies come, and we know they will because it's a story, it's all justified.
But he can still be crazy though, surely.
Oh, absolutely.
He can still be crazy. Prepared.
Preparing for the zombie apocalypse is not a normal thing to do, is it?
Yeah, definitely.
Preparing for all eventualities is considered to be a normal thing to do, but when people say
I don't even know if that is.
It's considered to be a normal thing to do, but
prepping is definitely not normal.
No, preparing for, like, if I said I'm scared there's going to be a hurricane, I'm going to stock up as much food as possible.
But that's realistic. But
is it? There's not really hurricanes around here. If it was like a hurricane, like here.
Yeah. Well, this is why I'm saying, that's why I would say prepping or preparing for eventualities isn't really normal.
Well, I said it's considered to be normal, but when you see somebody actually doing it, hence the story of Noah and the Ark or whatever, he said, there's going to be a flood, I'm going to build a big boat, save everybody.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, why building a boat in the desert sort of thing?
Casey is a doctor, and she's actually the fiance of the head doctor in the hospital, Nate. Their hospital is starting to become overrun with patients who have this new virus. Casey is overwhelmed and she's panicking, and Nate, her husband-to-be, takes charge. He starts giving orders to his staff rapid fire. Sir, we've had an influx of patients who we sent home 2 days ago. I'm seeing a lot of the same faces back here, a nurse says. Prioritize the patients first. Prioritize the return patients first. Then we can see what medication isn't working. Genius, pragmatic and realistic. Our author did a great job with this scene, not least because she painted Nate to be a competent, reliable man, one that's level-headed and comfortable in taking charge in a crisis. We saw the complete opposite chapters later. A month after the outbreak of the zombie apocalypse, Nate and Casey was holed up in their apartment, surviving on their rationed food, where they were interrupted by a sharp knock on the door. "We know that you're in there. Open the door. We need help," said the aggressive voice on the other side of the door. It obviously was a trick, Nate and Casey agreed. They could hear the boots of 10 plus people shuffling outside. They decided to open the door, because if the people outside badly wanted to get in, then they could get in anyway. Why on God's green earth are you opening the door? If they're gonna come in anyway, then make them come in.
That's it. And when they find what they're gonna find in here, they're not gonna like it.
Exactly. I'm not gonna let them in.
100%.
You think I'm opening the door for my own demise? Anyway,
I will not go gently into that good night.
A brutal fight ensued, and Nate ended up running out of the door and leaving Casey to fend for herself. And the intruders made it clear that she was a young, pretty thing, and they were not about to kill her immediately. I can't believe he left me, Casey said. Is what Nate did unforgivable? He left his girlfriend to be killed or worse, which is what people like to say because apparently there are things worse than being killed.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Not that anyone could know that.
Exactly,
but,
not that anyone could know that.
Yeah, just things that we imagine could be
You
equally
can't.
unpleasant.
Yeah. Well,
but yeah, we couldn't know.
Or
We actually
pleasant.
couldn't know. Yeah, we
But
couldn't know.
is what Nate did unforgivable?
Yeah, for sure.
Unforgivable.
For sure.
So wait. If your wife left you in a crisis,
Yeah.
I think we wouldn't necessarily say it was unforgivable.
You might not, but you might not. But if
Yeah,
the husband, you
man
definitely wouldn't say it's forgivable.
So are we saying that men are not allowed to be scared? We're not allowed to be.
Of course not. No one's saying. No. I'm saying no one's saying men aren't allowed to be scared.
Are we saying that men are not allowed to be, I don't know if irrational is the right word, but irrationally scared and just run away? You know, why should that be unforgivable when that's a natural human reaction?
It's also a natural human reaction to protect women and children when they're around. I think. Again,
That's
don't print
definitely.
that.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like it. Yes.
Yeah, I don't think it's.
But
it's
no
forgivable.
one knows you don't know what you're gonna do in the moment, and just because you do, you run this time. That definitely doesn't mean you're gonna run next time. Just because they protect you this time doesn't mean
it doesn't. But
everybody's
I don't
gonna
believe
run
in,
at a certain point.
I don't believe in when people show. I don't believe in trusting people with things twice and 3 times and 4 times if they've like repeatedly shown who they are. Let's say, which is not fair to say that's who he is, but you know, understand what I'm saying.
So someone's left you in a crisis. You know. So wait, what you're saying? Let's just say, I don't know, you're walking down the road with your girl, guys jump out of the bushes, give me your phone, whatever, and your girl runs, leaves you, right? You would, after that situation, you'd say, I don't think we can be together anymore.
I would kiss her on the forehead and say, well done. Very good. Good. I didn't even have to tell you to run. All you did was run. Good.
So that's not unforgivable for her to run away.
Not in my situation, in my context, because
but roles reversed. You run away.
Yeah.
She's well within her right.
Well within her rights.
To say, you know what, you're not the guy for me.
Well within her rights.
Okay. Is
Absolutely.
that fair?
No, of course not. But it is life.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, and it's like I think everybody sort of knows it, which is kind of why everyone, you know, we look at this whole equality. It's really a luxury that we have of the first world. When shit hits the fan, when zombies come, when certain things start going wrong,
100%.
There's not going to be any. Like I said about the Titanic a couple of weeks ago, I don't know if you remember. There was no, what did you mean, women to the boats? No, they got on their boats, bro. They got on their boats. Because end of the day, this whole equality thing is a luxury. And when shit hits the fan, it's a luxury that goes out the window first.
You're starting to sound like an incel. Let's move on.
It is what it is. If my daughter comes to me and says, Daddy, some guys came out of the bushes and put...
How old is she?
Why you want to know how old she is? It's just like some guys jumped me, pulled some guns out or whatever.
So wait, what's
and
the
my boyfriend ran off.
to do? Dive in front of the gun?
No, if there was like, give me your phone, like in the situation, and he runs off, rather than like trying to de-escalate the situation, just giving the phone off. I don't expect him to fight like 9 gunmen. He's not John Wick. I don't expect him to like bring her back with her phone and her possessions intact
just
and everything.
Your daughter did bring home John Wick.
That's even better. Even better.
You better behave yourself.
Just don't touch his dog. You'll be fine. You'll be alright.
Fair enough.
But yeah, no, I don't expect him to like, you know, cut back 9 different guys and break out his nunchucks and do all of that funky stuff. But I mean, if you do, then by all means, well done.
I don't know if I'd be happy about that either, though.
But I do expect him to either bring her back safely or don't come back along with her. I think that's fair enough.
Don't come back first.
Definitely don't come back first, and definitely don't come back without her. I'll be like, sort of thing. Like I could never do that. You just don't. I'd rather not come back.
Fair enough.
Grown 16-year time skip without my consent. At this point, I'm learning to deal with it since they're clearly not going away anytime soon, but there's only so much swallowing I can take. And I'm rapidly approaching my limit. A decade and a half later, Casey is a doctor and just happens to be on staff when a new viral illness begins to spread. At first, Casey thinks it's just the flu, but then the victims begin to lose their memories and become violent. Uh-oh, we know what that means. I've seen enough of The Walking Dead to know when it's time to tool up. Fortunately for Casey, she was born for this. And I just felt like it was, it's a really easy story premise to follow, you know. Things that just had, apart from the 16-year time skip, which I didn't like. I didn't think they needed the whole beginning
Can you
bit.
at least understand why they did it? They did not have to do it.
They
They
didn't
could have
have to
had Casey and her father having a heart-to-heart talking about childhood
Yeah,
if they wanted
exactly.
to. They didn't have to do that time
Exactly.
skip shit. It didn't really... I don't know why they did it, to be fair, but...
Yeah, me neither. I think it was really unnecessary. But time skip notwithstanding, I still think it was a super easy story premise to follow. You know, she was right there in the thick of everything when the virus erupts and everything. Like,
Yeah, it's what you
perfect.
want. It's what you want.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Well, this kind of ties into what I'm saying. Okay, I'm going to have to give the author... I'm going to have to give it to the author. The pacing is fantastic. We've had a great start to the book. We could be onto something of a winner here. We had the zombie outbreak. We had a boyfriend abandoning her. Then we had Casey's danger-filled journey to her father's safe haven. And now she's arrived, I thought the book was going to slow down. I thought the author would chicken out and play it safe with some slow burn romance on campus for the rest of the book. But no, they're about to go on a supply run. This is ticking all the boxes. Look, it's nothing new.
Yeah.
But you're giving us what we want. When we have a zombie story,
100%.
this is what we want to see.
100%. You know when you're on Netflix and it says, if you like The Walking Dead, you will
Yeah.
I've just finished The Walking Dead, I want basically the same thing as that.
Yeah. High stakes, you know.
Yeah.
Even in the first instance where Casey wasn't allowed to go on the supply run, she had to fight Blake, who was the new bad boy in town. And I thought that was resourceful from the author. I mean, we already had a good amount of action, and it's like the author is going above and beyond to entertain us. There was another scene where the safe haven compound was overrun by a horde of zombies, which meant that a guy called Chris was bitten. And he immediately put the gun to his head mid-fight. Zombies are coming over the wall and they're surrounded, and Chris ignores all of that, puts the gun to his head with tears coming out of his eyes and says, Casey, tell my family I love them. Bang!
Gone.
That is the most selfish thing
Of course.
I've ever seen.
100%.
If he's a goner, he
Good
could have
luck,
at
guys.
least...
Good luck, guys. Let me know if you make it.
He could have at least helped them take out the rest of the zombies
it's ridiculous.
first.
It's ridiculous.
God
I've
damn!
got a little bit of time. Like, come on. You're not turning
If
now.
it was World War Z, if it was
Yeah,
World War
yeah,
Z,
yeah, I hear what you're saying.
fair enough. But it wasn't.
You're not turning now, bro. It's not like Agent Smith when he,
Come
like, come on.
on.
You got bullets left. Like, what's going on? You could have shot one first.
Do you know what I'm saying? And then it was revealed to us that a zombie bite doesn't actually guarantee you will turn into a zombie. So if you was the head honcho on campus, would you keep that information from Chris's family? The fact that he basically took Blue Aside for no reason. Would you tell them?
No, I wouldn't. I would tell them because that might be relevant later on.
Yeah, that's
You would have to, but that's the only reason I would tell them. If
Yeah.
it wasn't relevant later on through some circumstances, I'd keep my trap shut.
Would
They
you
don't
tell
need to
them
know that.
immediately though? Surely.
Yeah. It might be relevant in 20 seconds. Like, we really do not know.
Yeah,
as long as everyone's armed with the
definitely
information.
gonna hurt them a lot more.
It will hurt them a lot more. But you know what? It'll hurt them even more than that if
they
they
do,
blunder
if,
again. Like, if they literally blunder again because they weren't equipped with the information. I would tell them, you have everyone has to be armed with that information.
Yeah. Also, do you think that the author missed a trick, a tap-in, that would have allowed us to experience more pain if Chris was allowed to slowly turn into a zombie, and maybe one of Chris's family would have to pull the trigger? We, as the readers, might have engaged more with that.
Yeah.
Do you think that would have been the better way to go about it?
I think it would have definitely been a tap-in. And again, it's because we've seen that so many times.
Yeah, it's always what you want to see. Your family members having to, you know...
It's always a banker.
If anybody needs to do it, I would have been.
100%. It's always a banker. You know, you have that person that's got like that secret bite that they haven't told anybody about. You've got all these little tropes or whatever,
exactly.
and they're absolutely dynamite every single time.
That.
So.
That's what you want to see. So
you know, like Jorah when he had the grayscale.
Yeah.
Like, all of that.
So wait, are we commending the author for trying to do something a little bit different, or did she just miss a trick? That
Different isn't always good. I think different can be good, and different goes a long way when it is good. But at the same time...
Most of the time. I mean, we have genres and tropes for a reason.
Exactly. Things are cliched for a reason because they're good and they work. And especially with zombies as well. Like, the zombie industry is like one thing where I don't believe people should reinvent the wheel. Because this whole thing where they're trying to... I don't even like the whole... not calling them zombies, like avoid calling them zombies sort of thing. I don't even really necessarily like that.
Do you know, and that happens in everything
Every
they say.
single-
Oh, you
yeah.
watch too much films.
Yeah. They love it. They love it.
I think I personally think nobody likes zombie films. I think we like infected films. Slow moving zombies.
Yeah.
The Walking Dead did it, and I've watched a good amount. I probably watched 6-7 seasons of that. I stopped watching it, whatever. But it is a bit, moving a bit slow. It's a bit, infected that move quickly. World War Z.
Yeah.
Over.
That's no. I'm
Worst
Legend.
thing, worst-
I'm Legend.
Oh, World War Z is
World War
quite
Z was
bad
crazy.
as well.
I think World War Z was crazy because of the sheer number of them. Like I didn't see.
Yeah. This was it. New York got taken over in minutes.
Ridiculous.
You know,
I was sprinting that. No, I don't need any of that. I don't need any of that. So you leaving your girl in that situation when they was...
Well, that's what that's the thing. This is what we were talking about.
Oh, crying.
We're talking about post-apocalyptic world.
Yeah,
and you're
it's
saying
different. It's different.
you're saying it's unforgivable for him to leave her behind.
It's definitely unforgivable. I didn't say it's
And
not
that's what always happens
understandable.
in a
I said
zombie
it's
film.
unforgivable.
Women, men close the door.
Yeah, 100%. I've seen that. There was a movie that I saw where the woman was holding the door closed and like the zombies are there trying to shove into the door and she's called to her husband, help me. And she looks out the window, this guy's on the other side of the thing sprinting.
Yeah. That's I
don't know
I
what
watched
it
the
is.
film recently.
Did you?
There's a new one that came out this year. A new version of that.
It's not The Conjuring, is it?
No, it's gonna come back to me. But yeah, that film was good.
But that's pretty much
28 days. It's 28 weeks later. That's what the film's called. 28.
That's
weeks
pretty
later.
much what Nate did, anyways.
Yeah.
Turn around, this guy was
Gone,
Garn.
you know. He said, "Oh, Mummy didn't make it."
Boy, he doesn't even know she
And
made it or
Mummy
not.
did make it, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
As well.
But yeah, that's not forgivable. You can't forgive someone. You can't trust.
No, but that's
somebody.
crazy. That's crazy.
Well, what he did in that movie.
What he did, that was crazy. But
I don't even know the whole context. I just saw that scene.
But that's what happened. Zombies came through the house. You know, they run upstairs. She's holding the door.
He said in a
He's
bit.
out. Yeah, but surely, even though it's unforgivable, surely it's understandable.
Well, that's why I said I didn't say it
Like,
wasn't understandable. You could definitely
But if
understand why
something's
someone's done that.
understandable, then surely it should be forgivable.
Not necessarily.
You know, you were scared. You know, you knew there was nothing you could do. What was he supposed to do in that situation? Hold the door.
Boy, maybe.
Come on. Let me go again, because you just went. I'm joking. I got more anyway.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Okay, so here's my first criticism of the book. There's far too much of Casey hating on Blake. Okay, we get it. Blake used to bully her. But at some point, you're just going to have to get over your childhood bully. But in every chapter, and what felt like every line, it was Casey talking about how much of a dick he is. But also, at the same time, how hot he is.
I was about to say, we know what that means as well. When it's doing that.
It was revealed to us in a heart-to-heart between Casey and her dad that Casey's mom was killed. She was stabbed to death in a home invasion burglary. This was just so over the top and unnecessary. People don't typically get stabbed to death in America, and especially not women in burglaries. It felt like an extremely heavy-handed attempt to get us to feel for Casey, and I don't know why that was necessary. I believe we already had a strong relationship with the main character. Do you think the author thought that she was cooking when she wrote that down?
My fear is that the authors always think they're cooking when they do this kind of thing.
As he said, yeah. There were more than a few examples of creative writing or clever lines of dialogue. Casey recounts the story of the first time she fell for Blake and he broke her heart. She said, well, that's what happens when you are young, dumb, and infatuated with somebody. And I thought that was quite clever because that should be the official saying, as it's more accurate.
Yeah, so the young, dumb, and in love.
Something I want to ask you though, Joseph. As you know, Blake gets bitten, and then we go through the whole dramatic charade of pretending he might die. But come on, this is a romance novel. Blake is the male lead, the love interest. He's not going anywhere. So my question is, does that moment hold any real emotional weight when we all know the author would never actually kill him off, or would you advise against authors adding in this kind of fake danger? Or do you think it still can add some emotional value to the story?
I think it can, because a lot of times people lose themselves in stories. You kind of know they're not going to kill him, but you don't know they're not going to kill him.
Because this is the thing, right? I got the value of the shock factor when he got bitten, because I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
But after that come down from that, I'm like, he's not going to die. He's not going to die. So maybe there is some value, but is it worth it? Because we know he's not going to die.
Well, this is what I'm saying. when you're immersed into the story, you might know he's not gonna die, but you don't know he's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
die.
You
You
don't
can kind of
know.
like
I
trick
mean, but
yourself
you
into
do-
going.
yeah,
You can
yeah.
kind of trick yourself and be like, but I don't know. Maybe he's
You
gonna.
never know,
You
sort
never
of
know,
thing.
sort of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
He could like take his own life or whatever. By any stretch of the imagination.
So you don't think there's anything wrong with that? That's fine, completely fine.
Yeah, it's fine. I'd let her off with that. It's fine. You need to do something. You need to get us to care in some way, shape, or form. And the answer is not to like make some random person die instead. Because that's just not. We don't care about that.
But yeah, this is why you don't make somebody close die. But not. I mean, the dad.
Yeah.
I mean, the dad did die, but
There should have been one cure, and they both get bitten, and then he steals the cure in the middle of the night or something.
Yeah.
Now we're cooking.
Yeah.
I don't like that Casey has to make the journey to her childhood home alone. The one thing I absolutely would not do in an apocalypse scenario, besides have children obviously, is travel alone. You could be the most careful and meticulous planner in the world. All it takes is one scratch or bite while you're sleeping and on the toilet, and it's all gone. Well, it's gone down the toilet. 2 main characters is the perfect number for a dangerous road trip. Gives the author a chance to deliver expositional info to the reader in the form of begrudging conversation. And in the dystopian setting, it's easy for our heroes to happen upon action with things like supply runs and, dare I say, stealth missions.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I just thought I was like, she's traveling alone. I would never do that in an apocalypse scenario.
And zombies are probably the least of your worries when traveling alone.
Yeah,
in a
exactly.
Post-apocalyptic world.
Some
Pretty
other
young,
guy would.
dying.
Yeah, there you go, 100%. Some other guy with bigger guns wants to take your shit.
Yeah. Well, take your shit is definitely one way of putting it. I'm telling you, from the start of the book, I've been waiting for Nate, the fiancé, to make a reappearance. And I wasn't disappointed. Nate appeared at the worst time ever.
Yeah.
Casey and Blake just had sex for the first time. I love everything about the way it was revealed to Casey. It was revealed to Casey. It's revealed to Casey. And to Blake. Even her friend, Tessa, I think her name was. Tessa had caught Blake and Casey in bed together. Aha! So you are sleeping with the enemy. And Casey tried to explain. It just somehow happened. Enemies with benefits, her friend laughed. Casey tried to regain some control of the conversation. Did you just come down here to spy on us? Casey asked. Not exactly. Your fiance's here. Mic drop. Blake said, wait, what?
Yeah, left that one out, didn't she?
It was perfect. A masterclass by the author. And then came the gut punch. It turns out Nate didn't abandon her at all. He was trying to save her. He was drawing the bad guys away at the start of the book. But when he circled back, Casey was gone. She hadn't been the victim. She was the one that abandoned him.
I would never.
And now she's fucking her new boyfriend not even 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
What are you doing if you was Casey in that situation? Do you come clean that it was a misunderstanding? Do you rekindle the relationship with your fiancé and break things off with Blake? Do you choose Blake? Who, if anybody, do you owe an apology to? Blake? Nate?
Nah, I wouldn't say she owes an apology to anybody.
Really?
Nah, I would
She
never.
was engaged.
I would never fall for that shit. I was trying to draw them away.
Okay,
what?
let's
You
say-
could have been like, babe, I'll draw them away.
No.
Three
You
words.
couldn't say that. You couldn't say that when they're there.
Yeah, that's
Remember,
true.
not drawing away zombies. If
Yeah,
you're drawing away
that's true.
But let's just say he was actually drawing them away.
Yeah, okay.
What do you do if you're Casey in this situation?
How long has it been? How long has it been
2
again?
weeks. Long enough?
No, I'm saying engagement. Yeah, it's not a small thing.
They were together for 3 or 4 years.
Engagement's not a small thing. If she was actually going to forgive him, and as you said, he was actually drawing them away,
Yeah,
etc.,
yeah.
etc., then, boy, Blake,
He's
sling your rook. Yeah, you got to sling your rook. Got to sling your rook.
Yeah, what? And then, is that forgivable?
I'll be like, unless.
Is that forgivable?
To what? Blake?
No, Casey.
I'm saying, can Blake ever forgive her? Is that what you're asking?
No. Can Nate, is what Casey done to Nate forgivable or unforgivable?
Oh, yeah, because it's done in ignorance. Like,
So that's forgivable.
yeah, of course that's forgivable.
You thought I was dead 2 weeks later. You weren't mourning me. You was getting rammed.
Which you absolutely shouldn't be doing, by the way. But
It's crazy.
no, it's crazy, but it's
So yeah, I think the author did well with that whole interaction. And then of course Blake and Nate meeting. And of course the mandatory physical training session where we knew Blake was going to kick Nate's ass for nothing more than being Casey's husband to be.
Yeah,
I mean, that's not really fair, is it?
It's like, what? The Doctor? The hell? You're like some apocalypse survivor, fucking hard ass.
He was beating Blake up just for no reason apart from the fact that, well, I mean, it's what I'd do.
That's true. But it's really cringe, and it makes me shake my head when I see these. Like, we saw it all the time, you know, what's it, Zayden and Dane from Fourth Wing, and it's just like, bro,
you're fighting over the girl, you got
fighting over the girl somehow, and it's like the good guy always gets beaten up somehow.
Yeah.
And obviously the bad desirable guy is the one that has all the
he's lacking in the physical department.
Yeah, he's the one who's
but yeah, you're right. That's exactly what I would say as well. Blake's gonna have to take the fall. Not only does she not owe him anything, but Blake should have done a CRB check before he started barebacking bitches, because I know he didn't jaw for Jimmy.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Yeah, that's his business. He didn't ask, so you know, when's your last boyfriend or this that. He didn't care.
He did business. He wanted them balls.
So yeah, I've just got one more.
I've got one more as well. There are quite a few characters in this book too, but I feel that it's done well. There's never any confusion about who the main character is. We always feel like we're reading one cohesive story instead of lots of different stories. We've got Dale, the wise but overbearing father, who only wants to show he cares. Nate, the early love interest who doesn't stand on business. The eventual love interest, Blake, who ends up getting bitten. Okay, sure, this story about zombies went in a few cliched directions, granted, but cliches aren't necessarily deal breakers for me, which I think is important. There's not, you know, like we said, they're cliches for a reason, and I think, you know,
so in terms of a zombie book, zombie story, did it tick the boxes then?
It ticked a lot of boxes, I'd probably say, to be honest, because, like, you know, if I'm watching The Walking Dead or whatever, I didn't stop because I'd lost interest. I stopped because it ran out of episodes. So I want more of pretty much the same thing. So you'd be happy with this.
Do you have any big problems with the story then? Or has this author avoided the big problems?
I think she's avoided a lot of big problems. There's nothing that would make the story a deal breaker for me. There's nothing where I'm like, oh, that was ruined. I would probably just say I'm a bit wary of the genre, to be honest. I'm just tapped out from just what the kind of story you're trying to give me. I've seen too many times. I probably wouldn't read it, if that makes sense. But for what it is,
I've just got one problem.
What's your one problem?
Throwing stars.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, that's mine as well. Yeah.
And we know that girls
that's the
can't.
worst
Not just
weapon
that
you
for
could
girls.
be
It's
using.
like we understand that in fantasy or in action,
There need to be these like ninja
ranged,
kinds of figures.
But we could have just had having a sword, even a gun with a silencer.
What do you mean sword? Definitely gun.
Yeah, exactly.
Gun. That's it.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
They can just be good with guns, you know.
100%.
That levels the.
But this is why nobody wants women on their team in a zombie apocalypse. Like,
throwing stars.
100%. Throwing stars. Like, what do you think this is?
In the plot twist of the century, it turns out that the return of Casey's fiancé Nate was not as innocent as he made it out to be. For exchange of his and Casey's life, he gave up the location to Casey's father's doomsday compound. Nate arrived for the sole purpose of X marking the spot. And I did not see that coming, and I thought that was excellent. Not least because it gave us one last scene of action. We had a post-apocalyptic battle between two groups of people who were fighting over shelter and supplies. I mean, this is a zombie story, and this is exactly what we came for.
Yeah.
We had a heartfelt moment where Casey's father took a bullet in the chest for his daughter. They had one last heart-to-heart as he died in her arms. Casey got closure because he apologized for ruining her childhood. She, being a doctor, said, "Hold on, I can save you." And he said, "You already did, sweetheart." Beautiful. What a way to close out the book, and that's how it's done. Jeneva Rose has set the bar, in my opinion. Two things. You know the scene where it's revealed that the reason why Blake was an asshole to her all those years ago was because he needed to make Casey hate him to protect her, because Blake's alcoholic father had just relapsed and he didn't want her to get hurt. Because this I need to make you hate me to protect you thing has been done to death.
Yeah.
Is it completely dead, or does it still have merit?
I think it's bullshit. And
it's just boring.
BS.
It's done now.
Not even just that, but it's a bullshit reason. You don't need to do, like, babe, my dad's an alcoholic, don't come around my house, sort of thing. Like, that would suffice. You don't need to bully relentlessly these kinds of people. And it is really just the kind of icky sort of thing that women love to read about that makes their heart flutter. And it's just like,
he sacrificed their
I knew there was a reason. I knew.
Yeah.
I knew it. I knew him being mean to me all the time and pulling me by my hair, dragging me, and slapping me up and abusing me meant he really loved me after all. I knew it. It's just like, oh, wake up.
Might it have been better for Casey's father to have been the one that threatened Blake to stay away from his daughter or something like that?
That would have been far better because we see that as well. That's been done to death as well, but that actually makes sense.
Yeah.
And that would have been far better, 100%. I've even seen, you must have seen this as well, where the dad pays the boyfriend to go away.
We had that in the book. That was,
yeah.
We
did see that.
What was the book called?
Forgot. But
These Summer Storms.
It was These Summer Storms, but yeah. I didn't remember the title, mate. But it's not believable whatsoever.
So what did you think of the plot twist then? Did you see that coming?
I saw it coming.
Really?
And the reason why I saw it coming is because I thought it was stupid that he would come back and be like, I was trying to lead them away sort of thing. I was like, get a load of this guy sort of thing. I never thought that was legit.
Yeah, I didn't think that was legit, but I didn't foresee him. But he did try and save her life though.
I didn't think it was going to be like, he's coming to mark X on the spot for any kind of... I didn't think that, but I was just, he's definitely up to no good.
It was, he unsettled the whole camp just coming in. He unsettled everything.
You would, didn't it?
He just ruined everything.
You would, just straight vibe switch. You know, everyone's happy now, everyone's coupled up or whatever, booed up. He just pulled up onto the scene. Like,
taking his girl back as well.
Which you have to do. Even if you don't want her back, you definitely have to cause some cause of chaos.
Now,
that's what I'm saying. I need a garage to park into.
Yeah, well, I was literally
and boy, I see a ring on that finger. I see a ring on that finger.
And it belongs to me.
Do you know what I mean? But even if you didn't want her anymore, just for the sake of just causing problems, you would simply have to throw a spanner in the works. Is what I would do. Yeah.
Do you think the book would have gone up in your estimation if it was Blake that had been killed instead of the dad?
No, I think it was fine the way it was. I don't think there needs to be this huge emphasis on not giving people their happy endings because you think it's going to be
but the dad
raw.
Died. That was part of the unhappy ending.
It was part of it, but if it's a romance story and you're going to get the dad can exactly
take care of my
changing
girl.
Of the guard 100%. So it was kind of his story was wrapped up anyways. Like you spent your whole life preparing for the apocalypse. Apocalypse is here.
You've done your job now.
You've done your job. The daughter's trained. She's a boss bitch and everything. You don't really need to be alive anymore. And it's like the elders who are gonna be done away with first in the zombie apocalypse because we need mobility. We need mobility for one. But I did think it was. Let people have their happy endings, man. It's not that deep. Not everything's so serious where you have to like Avengers: Infinity War it, where everyone dies at the end.
All right, let's close this out then. So, what would you rate? What do I ask first? Would you recommend it, and would you rate it out of 5?
I'd recommend it for sure.
I would recommend it.
I think if you like zombie apocalypse stories, infected stories, dystopian stories, government collapse, whatever it is, you will enjoy this.
Yeah.
It's everything. Everything that you're used to repackaged. Appropriately.
But you're saying the words that I'm getting from you, it seems as if you didn't enjoy this.
No, I did enjoy it.
Okay,
I did enjoy it. I mean, these kinds of dystopian stories, infected, they're not my favourite, but I can enjoy them. Okay. And I did enjoy this.
Okay. So, you know what we're here for.
I'm probably going to say...
I don't think... I'm gonna jump ahead.
All right.
I don't think you can give it... I don't think you can give it less than a 4.
Oh wow, disgusting. I was gonna say 3, and I thought that was like
3 is not good enough.
4.
I think
for execution purposes only.
Well, yeah. What else would you rate a book for?
3. Now that you're gonna say 4, I feel good saying 3.
No,
I thought you was gonna think 3 was gonna be too high. Now that you said 4, I'm saying 3.
The reason why it's 4 is because it was enjoyable. The pacing was fantastic. We had good characters. We felt something when people died. And we had the plot twist.
Do you know what
we had the plot twist.
Do you know what it is? I just remembered. For me, a 4 is like a 5, and for you, a 4 is a 4. So that's why you're saying that.
It wasn't a 5, but I don't know. I'm telling you, if you were to prove the story, it'd only be minor tweaks.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
It was a good book.
I think that screams 3 to me.
Screams 3.
It wasn't anything special, which is why I probably wouldn't give it a 4. It needs to have something special about it.
Okay.
It doesn't need to totally reinvent the wheel, but something special about it would have been appreciated.
Maybe maybe you're right.
There is
in
definitely
that-
room for
in that
something in that
yeah.
that would bump it up to 4, in my opinion. I think that's fair.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair enough. Maybe you wanted something special, something a bit different, even though you was just banging on.
Just a little bit different, not too different.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe.
I might be asking for a lot here, who knows? But
A zombie slash romance. Come on, is that not different?
I don't think so.
Because normally we don't have the zombie slash romance category. It's just like a hybrid book.
I think if a lot of the romance
5 stars.
I think if a lot of the romance was less cringy, maybe I'd have bumped it up to a 4. I think I found a lot of it cringy, like a lot of the things that they were saying, etc.
Fair enough.
Don't forget Ninja Stars. Actually, 2.
I just like the fact that Nate came back. You know, he came back and just, you know, started living like nothing had happened, you know. And there was the scene where, was it Casey's dad said, oh, okay, Blake, I think maybe these guys want their privacy. She was like, Casey's is in the room with Blake. I think they want their privacy. And Blake was like, no, I'm fine where I am in the room. Sort of thing.
Disrespectful.
Yeah. And the dad was like, the dad didn't really know what was going on. Sort of thing. He was like, what are you doing?
He's like, hold on. Adding things up. You know, it was definitely entertaining.
So yeah.
It had that nice little love triangle thing going on. That, you know, the drama of a love triangle.
One thing I want to say before we end. I think it's been a good, I don't know, 6 to 8 months since we did a King of the Hill. So we're going to have to think about doing another one soon.
For sure. That was definitely fun.
It was difficult.
It was very difficult. And it was, remember, you're supposed to be quick fire as well. And just there like...
Indecision.
Crippling indecision.
Yeah. It happens to the best of us.
It does.
But yeah, do you want to quote today if you have it?
Yep.
And then we can get out of here.
Quote of the day. A mind is like a parachute. It doesn't work if it isn't open.
That's good.
That is pretty decent. It's not one I've ever heard before as well, which, you know.
Our woman said something today.
What did she say today?
She said, up or down, a man will bring you to his level.
Interesting.
And that was uplift. I want to say it's uplifting words because women don't seem to speak highly of men in this day and age. It's always, and it felt like she was basically saying, get a good man and he will bring you to his level. Not that she was dwelling on men bringing you down or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was somewhat positive.
Well, I like that quote because it encourages women to embrace their roles as the keepers of the keys of sex as well, and they have to make good decisions. And the onus is actually on them to make good decisions because
men won't.
Men definitely won't. Men,
I won't.
You can't count on me to make good decisions. But yeah, no, it is.
We think with our balls, you ain't got that.
Absolutely.
So, you know, you got the advantage here. And on that note, till next time.
Till next time.